sir.
All right, all right. Week 11, rough day, but we got in here. Had a little car trouble at work, and barely skated in here in time to get this ball rolling here. So we're fired up and ready for week 11.
Isn't it crazy that it's 11 already?
I know, man. It's sad. It's sad. It's a sad day after what? There's only 3 games left, right? Is that what we have?
Yeah, I think so.
Like yeah.
And then bowl season for the teams that are lucky enough to make it.
Yeah, and we'll both keep our fingers crossed. As we need some more wins to get into our teams into a bowl. So fingers crossed, right?
That's right. All right.
So the bowl right now the playoff picture is Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, and TCU 4. So we know Ohio State and Michigan have to play. So we know there could be some shakeup there, and then in the wings are those wonderful Pac-10 teams that are hanging on, but we'll see what happens in the long run. So, yeah, I got a weird feeling there'll be 2 SEC teams in there in the end. But we'll see. Maybe Clemson has a chance if they finish strong. We'll talk about that later, right?
Or North Carolina.
Or no, yeah, that's a good point. They've only lost one damn game.
Yep. Yep. Can't forget about them yet. Not yet, anyway.
I know. It's amazing.
Maybe that'll be.
Let's get rolling, Mike.
All right. So while you were just talking a little bit, I threw up the recap of last week. So we both went 6-6.
Yeah.
So
We stayed there.
nothing great. Yeah. Luckily for you, you retained the medal. Another week. I'm running out of time, so gotta make something shake here in these last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, well, you got a chance this week because Gator Dave's going to struggle on the last games, but we'll see.
All right. Well, first game we're going to talk about is going to be Boise State in Nevada. Go ahead and tell us why you got this one on here.
So, Boise State, Nevada. So, Boise State's favored by a crap ton, 21 points over under like 47. Boise State comes in at 6-3. Nevada 2-7. Quarterback comparison: Taylor Green for Boise throwing at 68%, 1,082 yards. He's 6-4 on TD versus interceptions. Shane Ellingsworth at Nevada. Had to look that one up. They're feeling good about him. 61%, 638, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. If I'm not mistaken, this was one that I looked at, and there were like 4 quarterbacks they played this year. So this is the guy they're settling in on. Boise's 4-4-1 against the spread, and Nevada's 3-6. Boise State has the best rushing defense in the Mountain West, and they're second against the pass in the Mountain West. So coming in strong. We've talked about them before. Last week they, laid an egg against BYU. I thought that was a lock, and they laid an egg. I guess they should stick to their conference. This one's a rivalry game, as I did my research, which I guess because the states are right next to each other, right? Idaho, Nevada, are right close to each other, right?
There you go. Geography lesson for the people.
Yeah. Boise needs to win to stay in contention in the Mountain West. They haven't done that well when they've been on the road. When I looked at the numbers, I wasn't real impressed with what they've done on the road. So I'm gonna go with the over in this game, Mike.
Okay, right on. I am a little torn on this Boise team. They've been up and down. We've talked about them a good bit, I feel like, this year.
Yeah.
Um, but they're coming on strong. They're coming on strong of late. I think these players are starting to buy in to this new coach's scheme. He is a former player at Boise, so I think they're starting to buy into what he's talking about. And this Nevada team is ultimately just not good. Uh,
No.
their offense is very bad. Their defense is very bad, and Boise State has a very good defense that you mentioned a little bit, eighth in total yardage in the nation right now. I think that's going to be a problem for Nevada. I think Boise is going to get back a little bit in this game. They've had a rough kind of couple stretch of here. They had BYU last week. They had Air Force, Fresno, San Diego State. So they've had some tough teams, but this offense has been clicking. Give me Boise to cover the 20 and a half.
All right. Cool.
All right.
I can see that, and if they, my thought is they're going to score. I think they're going to score close to 30 on this team. That's why I'm going to take the over and thinking it's 32 to 17, something like that, to cover that 47. So
Right
I
on.
think it's a good call.
Right on. All right. Next game we're going to talk is Illinois Purdue. Um, Man, this game is going to be ugly, in my opinion. It's going to be very cold. So I want to point something out for some people don't care about weather, but if you're a human, you deal with it. So one of the things that I want to mention is right now in West Lafayette, Indiana, it is 70 degrees, and that's Purdue's campus. Right now in Champaign, Illinois, it is 70 degrees. That is Illinois' campus. On Saturday during this game, it's going to be about 38 degrees. It's going to be about 35, 38 degrees. It's going to be about 15 mile per hour, 20 mile per hour winds. It's going to be a big, big switch. I get it. These are northern schools. They're used to it, right? Yeah, all right. That's a big switch in a matter of 2 days when you've been practicing in nothing but nice, cool, nice, breezy, beautiful weather. Now you're going to go freeze your ass off. Give me the under in this game. It's low. It's under 45. I like Illinois. I lean Illinois. I know you're high on Purdue this year, or you were at the beginning of the year. Uh, I'm high on Illinois as well. I like what Brett Bielema is doing. I think they'll be able to establish that run game. I love the guys in the trenches for Bielema. Um, I just don't know. Something's weird about it. Something's weird about it. They struggled with Michigan State last week. They lost that game. They had no business losing that game.
No, they really
Um,
shouldn't.
Aiden O'Connell had a really bad game last week. Purdue lost 24-3 at home against Iowa.
Iowa, Iowa,
Iowa
Iowa.
put up numbers against that Purdue team. Um, but O'Connell's not bad. So I could definitely see them bouncing back here. But give me the under. This is a game that neither team is really going to want to be playing in. It's going to be terrible to watch, but I'll be watching it, unfortunately. Gator Dave, who do you like?
So Purdue comes in 5-4. Illinois 7-2. And yes, Gator Dave was at the beginning of the year when he hadn't seen the team. He was high on Purdue. Not so much now. Aiden O'Connell at 64%. He has thrown for 2,400 yards, 15 and 10 interceptions. So very erratic. DeVito for Illinois has been pretty damn good. 72%. He's only at 1882, but he's at 14 TDs and 2 interceptions. So he's taking care of the ball. He's done a great job. I'm really impressed with Illinois. Purdue's 3-6 against the spread. Illinois is 6-3. Illinois is coming off that tough loss to a crappy Michigan State team. They only put up 15 points in the game. Britt Bielema, I guarantee you would not have wanted to have been an Illinois player this week. He was probably up their ass so far, it wasn't even funny. Because that guy doesn't play. And I guarantee you they're going to bounce back. Purdue lost to
Yep.
24-3 against Iowa, the no offense team, and maybe I get the three, but they let Iowa score 24 points on them. Now the Illini have had some issues. They had issues in the red zone last week, and that was one of their issues that kind of put them under. Just couldn't get it in the end zone. But they've been amazing all year. I think they're going to win that West. They got an amazing defense, and I had the weather report as well. The wind will be a factor in this game. Purdue likes to throw the ball. Gator Dave Lock, take the points and the Fighting Illini.
So when you say take the points, you mean
The 6.5 minus 6.5.
minus? Okay, got you.
Minus 6.5.
All right, right on,
Illinois the points.
right on. Next game we're gonna talk. We're going to the Big 12 here. We're going Baylor, Kansas State. Lead us off here, Dave.
All right, so both teams, this could be a great game. I'm not sure if I probably won't have time to watch it. Just so everybody knows, I am taking my grandson Phineas Guerin to his first Gator game on Saturday. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So I won't get to watch a lot of games. This is one I'd like to watch. So Kansas State Baylor, gonna be a great game. Both teams coming at 6-3. We know we got Adrian Martinez, 63%, 1236, 6 TDs, only one interception. He's rushed for 600 yards and 10 TDs. But Blake Shapen, 67%, 1951, 13-6. Both teams come in at 6-3 against the spread. Oh my God, it's just like it's so close, right? Crossover games, which Gator Dave likes. Gator Dave likes crossover games. Both teams beat Texas Tech. Kansas State by 9. Baylor beat them by 28. Kansas State shut out Oklahoma State at home, and Baylor lost to them at home. Oh, so we have conflict with the crossover games. All right, Kansas State lost to Texas at home last week. Baylor beat OU. They're playing at Baylor. I think Baylor's relatively balanced. K-State does a good job avoiding turnovers, but I'm hedging my bet here, and I am going Baylor in the money line.
All right, right on. Yeah, Shapen kind of took that one hit and got knocked out, and ever since then, when he's come back, they haven't lost. I mean, they're on a tear right now. Baylor looks good. The running game looks good. Defense is playing not so good. So here I'm gonna go the over. Give me Baylor, Kansas State over. I think Kansas State's gonna be able to score some points, whether it's Adrian Martinez or Howard, the backup. Will Howard, Will Howard. Give me the over. I think there will points be scored. Not really sure who's going to cover. I mean, I could totally see, Kansas State winning this 42-28. I could see Baylor winning it 38-28. Give me over 52.
I like it. I like it.
We're going to keep it safe. We're going to the ACC now. We're going to talk Louisville Clemson. This is a game that I was really torn on. I did not really want to play it, but here we are.
We had to.
Here we
These
are.
are conferences. We got to play these. We got to play them.
Man, I totally see this game as having the potential for, a Clemson downfall, just like a game that we'll be talking about here shortly as well for another powerhouse dynasty type program that may also be in that sort of situation this week. I don't know, man. That Clemson team, it looks different. I don't know if it's the loss of the offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, going to Virginia as head coach, or Brent Venables going to be the head coach at Oklahoma. If I had to put my finger on it, I'd probably have to say it's Venables. That defense looks just dead in the water. They are not impressive at all. Corners, I mean, they at this point they should take on some walk-ons, run some tryouts. It's bad. Defensive line, they were touted throughout the whole year in the offseason as being the best in the nation. Supposedly they had 4 first-round picks on that D line. They're not doing anything. They're not getting pressure. They've had a couple guys get injured. It's bad right now in Clemson, especially on that defense. And then the offense, on the side of the offense, you got DJ. I don't think he's going to make it through this game. I think he's going to get benched. I think they're going to put the new guy in and never look back. And ultimately, I think this is a game that Louisville is going to cover. So I'm taking them +7. I think Malik Cunningham will be able to do enough on that defense. They're starting to get it clicking now late. They're starting to look more like the team that we thought they would at the beginning of the year when they started a little slow. I like them to give them problems. So give me Louisville +7 and give me the backup coming in for Clemson to take over. And this is going to be DJ's, I think, last time starting a game for the Tigers. What do you think, Dave?
You got some great analogies there, Mike. So, the Cards coming at 6-3. The Tigers, we know, are 7-1. Cunningham's throwing at 62%, 1477, 8-4. DJ 65%, 1994, and 18-5. So Louisville is 6-3 against the spread. Clemson's only 4-5. Um, Clemson got taken to the woodshed by Notre Dame. They only rushed for 89 yards against the Irish. The Irish rushed for 300 yards against that defense you just referenced.
Yep.
I mean, it ain't good. I mean, Dabo, this game is gonna. I think this game is a big turning point for Clemson right now, and I think it is quite imperative that they win this game. And I don't even know covering is going to be good enough. I mean, if they only win by 3 or 4, and your bet plays,
Yep.
I don't know if that's enough. It's just not looking good right now, Clemson. Now I'm going to go with my gut here. I mean, Clemson is playing at home. I don't see Clemson losing 2 games. If they do flat lose this game, the little dynasty that Dabo's built is in trouble, no doubt in my mind.
Yep.
I think the game's going to be close. But I'm just thinking this is just going to be ugly, and I'm actually going to take the under in this game, Mike.
Okay. Right on.
Because I think it's not going to be good for either team. I still don't have a lot of confidence in Louisville because they are playing Clemson. Clemson's a tough place to play, whether the team's doing well or not.
Yep.
Clemson will play a little bit better, but I just don't think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people, but it better be a win for Clemson, or Dabo Dynasty is down the tubes.
Yeah, I think you're right. And something else to note, it's not like we're having that best of a year right now, as in Miami. But Clemson, we play them next week. So that may be something that they are looking a little bit ahead to, rather than taking this Louisville game seriously. I would doubt it because that's, not how Dabo does things. But it's a different year down there in Clemson right now. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting game. All right, next game, though, we are going to talk about is the team that's playing Clemson next week that I just mentioned. My Miami Hurricanes, who just got dogged this last week. We are taking on Georgia Tech. It's on the road in Atlanta. It's going to be chilly for what they're used to. It's going to be like, I think it's like high of 55, high of 60. So it's definitely going to be a change of pace and change of scenery for the Hurricanes. Oh yeah, what up, Steel City? We'll see you in the chat, man. Appreciate you being here. Um, I'm going to this game. I would go regardless because it's in our backyard. But man, I am not excited to watch this football game. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it very much. Um, I hope that I enjoy it a lot. But having said that, um, I'm gonna take the over here. I'm gonna take the over 44. I think Miami has a shot to win it. I think Georgia Tech has a very good shot to win it. It looks like Jeff Sims is probably going to go, which gives us problems, dual threat issues all day long.
Now, Mike Jeff Sims, I don't get that. This kid that's been in as of late has been better passing threat than Sims. This Pyron guy, is that
Yeah,
Pyron
I'm
guy?
not I'm not sold on it. The dual
You're not.
threat ability of Jeff Sims I think is a game changer. If you look at also this guy that they're writing off as their new savior, right? Last week against Vatek, that terrible, terrible, terrible defense. He went 19 for 32, 253, a touchdown and a pick. So not really, too impressive there. I don't know, man. I think Jeff Sims gives them if Pyron plays, I love Miami. I'm gonna say that right now. If Pyron plays, I think Miami comes out with a little bit of passion, a little bit of pride. If we don't, then fuck. What are we even suiting up for against Clemson
Yeah.
next week in Pittsburgh to finish? Um, if Jeff Sims plays, he's going to give us problems. He's going to give our defense problems. They're going to be able to score. We are going to have to match that if we want to compete. We have had issues scoring for the past 2 weeks. I think something finally gets going. I think Ja'Cory Brown, who was our third string quarterback at the beginning of this year, he's a true freshman. I think he gets a lot of play. Gaddis just needs to let off the leash. He needs to let him to be able to throw the ball. He's been running the ball for us. Um, I think we'll be able to score, 3 touchdowns, but I think Georgia Tech may get more. So we'll see. But go Canes. I'll be there in support.
All right.
What do you like here, Dave?
All right. So both teams come in at 4-5. And the Canes look like they're going to start Ja'Cory Brown. I'm going to talk about him in a second because I got a little more info. So, I mean, he threw last week 41%, 37 yards, no touchdowns and interception, but he's just the Nicky New guy. He did run for 118 yards on 23 attempts,
Yeah, what was
65
what was
yards.
the score though, Dave?
Georgia Tech.
No, no, Miami. That
Oh,
you're mentioning Ja'Cory Brown stats, right?
oh, Ja'Cory Brown. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it was ugly, buddy.
Yeah, it wasn't
I'm,
great.
I'm just trying to talk nice about Ja'Cory Brown.
Go for it.
Okay. All right.
It's
So,
tough.
trying to say something nice, but I can expound on that in a minute because I know a little bit about that kid. So, the new quarterback for Tech, again, that Zach Pyron guy, that's the guy I threw in there 62%, 451, 2 and 1. Don't know who's coming in for Tech. We'll see. Canes are 1-8 against the spread. Tech's 4-5. Canes come off a tough loss against Seminoles. Georgia Tech beat Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech, right? Um,
Yeah, they should not have won that game either.
Ja'Cory Brown. So I saw the recruiting on because he came in the same time. It was him or AR that Florida was looking at, and he was much more, I thought, a runner than even AR was. And I'll be honest with you, if that's your guy and he goes out there and he has to play the whole game, which I'm making my wager on, I'm afraid you guys lose to Georgia Tech, and that's why I'm going Tech in the money line here.
Yeah,
I just don't think I don't think he's got it. I don't think it's enough, especially as young and new as he is. I just don't see it. So I'm going Tech in the
Yeah, I mean, I see it for sure. I know for a fact he's not going to be playing that entire game. There's no way. They'll split him with reps with Jake Garcia. Jake Garcia's really struggled, um, but they need to give him his reps. Otherwise, he's probably going to transfer, and we need depth at the QB position right now. So
Yeah,
that's important. So they're going to split reps through that game, and I hate it because the way that Gaddis has been bringing in these quarterbacks and alternating them, I mean, it just completely fucks up the flow of the game, fucks up their rhythm. I've always
I
hated
don't like
using
it.
two quarterbacks as a system. Even in the NFL, you know, when like for example the Saints or something uses now granted Taysom Hill's probably the best at doing this, but even in that situation, you know, if your team's on a roll, it can really fuck up the rhythm of a drive. Um, so I don't know. We'll see what happens though. I've also seen it
Yeah,
before with Randy
there's
Shannon when we
only
did a
one
dual quarterback
coach,
system.
that's ever been able to run two quarterbacks. Mike, can you tell me who that is, or is it might be a little out of your time frame? But
We're gonna move
who's
on. We're
one
gonna move on to
coach?
the next game, Dave. We're gonna move.
Oh, Mike, you know who it is. HBC. All right, go ahead, buddy.
All right.
Love you, man.
We're gonna go to the LSU Arkansas game. Now, this is a game that I've seen a whole lot of people talking about LSU, and you know that being the side to play on. Arkansas is dead in the water. KJ Jefferson's been struggling. He's hurt. Yada 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 yada. I think this game has trap written all over it for LSU. I think this number should be a lot higher. Granted, where both of these teams are sitting right now in this season. I know it's a home game for Arkansas, but
A lot
man,
higher, Mike. A lot higher on the over under, or a lot higher.
no, on the spread, on the number. You know, I think LSU should be closer to 7.5. It should be up a little higher. For that
Three.
reason, yeah, I mean that's not a lot, man. LSU's a top
Mike,
10
no.
team. They just beat Alabama, and you're telling me
Guys,
they're a
no.
3-point favorite to Arkansas, who's 5-4 right now. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. So ultimately, I'm gonna take LSU money line. I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna drop the points out. I think they win, but I think Arkansas has a great shot to cover as well as win. So give me LSU money line. But I really don't like it. Really don't like it at all.
All right, so here's my thought, Mike. I think you're safe on this bet, and I'll tell you why. So LSU 7-2, Razorbacks 5-4, Daniels 70%, 1994, 14-1. KJ 67%, 1989, 17-3. Not too shabby.
Yep.
LSU 6-3 against the spread. Arkansas is only 4-5. So Arkansas coming off the big loss to Liberty at home. So they're embarrassed. They're pissed, right? They
Yep.
only scored 19 points. Um, and like you said, there's reports out there that KJ might be hurt. So I'm going to take that in there. 14 negative plays against Liberty. Um, he did not look good. He threw the ball a lot behind his receivers. So that's why everybody's saying he's hurt, right? LSU had a huge win over Bama. Obviously, they're all fired up. They're in the driver's seat to win the SEC West. And I can see your trepidation and thinking that, could be trap game. Um, Arkansas is going to want to run the ball. LSU rush defense is not all that great. So if they run, they might have a chance. Um, But I think if KJ is hurt in some shape, form, or fashion, that he is not going to be able to run the ball. And if he doesn't run the ball, they're not going to beat them. Jaden Daniels, he's going to chunk it against Arkansas D-backs, which suck. They're horrible. So he's going to be chunking the ball. I think the other thing to talk about, Mike, is that as much as I hate to say it, but you know, the coach there at LSU has been around the block, and I just don't think he's gonna let all this
All right. I'm I don't know, man. I don't know. Riding high off beating that Alabama team. Riding
I know,
high.
buddy. I know.
Everything's in
I
front of
know.
them. SEC championship, everything. Playoffs, all they got to do is win. I don't know. I
You're
don't know.
safe, man. You took my pick, so
I don't know.
you're good, buddy.
All right.
Gator Dave Lockett, you took it. You're good, Mike. You're
All
good.
right. Well, next game,
Take it all the way to North Carolina, baby.
hey, we'll find out tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe it'll make it. I think I'm gonna have to do it. I'll have to throw at least the games that we agree on. And right now, unfortunately, that is one that we agree on. The first one actually out of the six that we've talked about. So we got six left. We're halfway through. Next game we're gonna talk about is that team that LSU beat last week. Alabama is playing Ole Miss. Um, this is gonna be I can't decide. It's either going to be really ugly or it's going to be a great, great classic game. Um, Ultimately, I am on the Rebels here. Give me the points. Give me them plus 12. I think this is the team that I was alluding to earlier. I think this is slowly the beginning of the end for the Alabama reign. I think we're starting to see now this tide is no pun intended, is turning a little bit. So give me Ole Miss. I think they're gonna kick them when they're down. Um, Saban's gonna lose three on a season, something he hasn't done since his first year at Bama. So it's gonna be unfamiliar territory. All those fans have already been calling for his head, which is absolutely insane to me. Man's won 8 championships in 15 years. It's fucking insane, and they want him fired. He's got a statue in front of the stadium. Anyway, um, man, I think it's going to be tough for them to bounce back. I think if anybody's going to do it, though, it's going to be Saban, just like what you were saying about Brian Kelly in that last game. But Lane Kiffin, he's been able to compete with Saban since he's been at Ole Miss. He's been able to compete. He's been able to compete. The first year he was there, 2020, they almost pulled one out at home. Last year, they held with him for a while, and then Bama pulled away. Now he's got him back home again. It's a night game. It's going to be rowdy in the Grove. I'm telling you, Ole Miss might have a really, really good shot at that one. So give me him plus 12. Who do you like here, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I was just a little concerned about this one, in terms of
Oh, I'm
taking
definitely concerned. I'm
taking Ole
not I'm
Miss.
not sure they make my final plays, but they're I think they got a shot.
Let's talk about it, Mark. Let's talk about this. So
Talk
we
me
have a
through it.
7-2.
Talk me off one way or another.
Ole Miss 8-1. Bryce Young 63%, 22-34, 19-4. Darts at 61%, 1,911 yards, 14-7. Not too bad. He's shaping up quite well. Alabama's only 5-4 against the spread, but Ole Miss, Mike, 3-5-1
Mm.
against the spread. Bama with a heartbreaking loss last week at LSU. Bama won this game 42-21 last year at Bama. Ole Miss beat Texas A&M 2 weeks ago by only 3 points. Here's what kind of makes me think your bet's not so good. Now you're gonna go, well, they had the flu. So
All right, come
Texas
on now,
A&M
Dave.
2 weeks ago, they only lost by 3 to Ole Miss. Florida whooped their ass. Should have whooped their ass by damn 25. I know they had the flu. All right. Ole
They
Miss
didn't have
lost.
30 plus players from
No.
their roster
Right.
were not
You know how
there.
many players really had the flu?
It was like 12 starters were not
6.
there. Not
6
there.
players had the flu.
Well, 12 starters, regardless of the flu, 12 starters did not play in that game.
If you go back and look at the real numbers, Mike, 6 players had the flu. Then you have injury. You have the bullshit suspensions. I don't give a crap. 6
All right,
players had
so
the
you
flu.
admit you played their B team. It's all right. You didn't think they were going to win. It's okay. It's okay. You didn't think they were going to win either. You took Texas A&M last week. You took them also. You didn't think Florida stood a chance, even against Texas A&M's B team. You still took them to beat the Gators, and they didn't take the dub. It's okay. Like
Let's don't forget.
I wouldn't get too hung up on Texas A&M and you know what they got going on.
All I was trying to make was the analogy that Ole Miss had that win by 3 at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is shit.
Different team,
Ole Miss loss was to
different QB.
LSU by 15. Ole Miss has only played, Mike. How many winning teams do you think with a winning record Ole Miss has played this year?
I don't know how good is their AD at scheduling.
They
Let's
have
hear it.
only played 2 teams that
Hey
have a
hey,
winning record.
how about that SEC? I tell you what.
2 teams with a winning record. Ole Miss defense ain't that good. Bama's defense is 39th against the rush, and that's what they hang their hat on. Um, in the last, let's see, Ole Miss likes the tempo game. We know they got the 2 stud running backs. No way Saban loses 2 games in a row. But all that said, I'm taking the over in this game, Mike.
All right, like some
But I
points,
don't.
huh?
I, I don't. I think that Alabama's going to bounce back here, but I didn't feel confident enough to bet them and those points, so
Mm,
that's why I'm taking the over.
it's pretty telling, Dave. It sounds like you're not very confident.
But you like you. I mean, I kind of like my analogies, Mike. I mean, I know you didn't. You know, try to shoot down the one about. I really think the telling analogy was, or the stat, is they've only beat 2 winning teams so far
Hmm.
this year.
That's an interesting stat.
So
I think it says a lot about you know where the SEC conference is as a whole right now. So that's something to
no,
definitely
well,
point out.
they haven't
I
played the
think
good teams yet. Their schedule is tougher later. There, Mike. I just don't think this is what I would take to North Carolina if I were you and
I
take
got
them.
you. I
All
got
right,
you. That's fair
there you go.
because I was on
Just
the
try,
fence. I was on the
just
fence.
trying to cover you there, brother.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair.
Let's do this next game.
So the next game that you were throwing in these goofy ass analogies in this last one for, speaking of, is your Florida Gators at home, which you said you are taking your grandson to, which I'm sure he's stoked about.
I am
Um,
fired up about that.
they are hosting the Gamecocks in South Carolina. It used to be a much bigger game a couple of years ago when Spurrier was still the coach there. But they sort of had your number. It's kind of the Spurrier curse. Ever since he's left,
Last year.
they've still sort of had y'all's number in these recent years.
No, Mike. No, Mike.
No, yeah, they have. They
Last
have.
year.
They have. They've been kind of a thorn in your side for a while now.
Last year.
I think that continues, Gator Dave. I think South
Dang it,
Carolina
Mike.
+8 is the play here. I think they have a better defense. I think they have a better offense. They've played some tough teams this year. They've played some tough games. Their schedule could eat and their record could easily have gone another way in some of these. I think they're going to come in motivated against y'all, and I think y'all might be sleeping a little bit as you tend to do. So yeah, give me South Carolina +8.
It would not be sleeping. It would just be the fact that we're not that good, Mike.
I'm trying to be nice,
So
Dave.
I do want to say I am so fired up about taking my grandson to his first Gator game. So
Oh, it's his first one.
it is his first
Oh,
Gator game.
why you gotta take him to a game they're gonna lose in, dude? What are you
First
doing?
game. No.
What kind of grandfather are you?
Let me do my spiel there, my friend. So South Carolina comes in at 6-3, high and mighty against our 5-4 Gators. Spencer the stud reject from Oklahoma, Rattler is at
It's a
65%,
long nickname.
18-23. He has thrown for 8 TDs, Mike, and he has thrown for 9 interceptions.
Not great, Dave.
Richardson is at a paltry 56%. 1839. He's at 9-7. Both teams at
Not
5
great,
and
Dave.
4.
Don't do this.
The Gators did not lose by that much. Mike, they only lost by 22. Not even 22 and a half like the spread was. So
How did
South
they?
Carolina,
But how did they?
Mike, that's almost 20 points, Mike. So South Carolina beat Texas A&M at home by 6.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them at home by 6. Now, we beat South Carolina on the road by 17 with the flu. I'll leave that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So both defenses suck. I think both teams will have success running the ball. Had this not been my team, I probably would have bet the over. But since this is my team, Gator Dave is going with the Gators and the 8 points.
You said in the 80 points?
8 points, Miguel.
Oh, all right. I was like, man, you're
8. I
confident.
would probably, if I were going to North Carolina, I would probably buy a point and go 7, Mike.
Yeah, good for you. I got it right where I want it. +8. Thanks for that,
All
though.
right, whatever. I'll take -7.
All
Can
right.
you give me that?
I mean, yeah, if you want it, you let me know.
Because we can buy 1 point,
Are
Mike.
you talking about right here for the show? Oh,
Yeah, for
nah.
the show.
Nah, nah, nah,
No.
nah, nah,
No, all right. So
nah.
I'll make it -8 then.
Yeah, all
Take
right.
the Gators at -8. We're gonna beat them by 10. So let's roll.
I think it's really cool that you take your grandson to his first game and they're gonna lose. That's messed up. Yeah, I bet. But hey, but it's being a realist, Dave, and he's gotta appreciate that in the long run for you. You know what I mean?
So hey, and we're gonna break the hex because Jared's first Gator game.
Oh, tell me he lost.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, Dave. And look at him now. And look at him now. See?
Be honest, we lost to LSU in the Spurrier.
You know what this is? This is a chance at redemption, and you're blowing it. And you're blowing it.
Gators win by 10, but I'm only going 8.
South, you heard it here, guys. You heard it. This history backs it. It's South Carolina money line is the play. You heard it.
Because Jared
You heard it.
is in their games, right?
Don't deny it. You heard it. I'm telling you. Just watch. When that game turns out 28-27, I won't text you.
That's why I said if I'm betting, I would take it to 7, like buy 1 point. You're the one that taught me, Mike.
Yes.
Buy a point. It doesn't cost anything.
Well, it does. I mean, a little bit.
For the show, if you want to go 8, I'll just go 8, Mike.
I mean, hey, that's the spread right now, and you got the medal next to your name. We only got 2-3 weeks left. Yeah, it's
I'm good with it, Mike.
it's crunch time. All right, we got 4 games left here. We're talking
Help me along there, my friend.
Washington State, Arizona State. I'm going to keep it short and sweet with this one. Washington State has the much better defense. Arizona State has had issues all year long with their coaching staff. Fired a whole bunch of assistants, fired Herm Edwards. Dudes were blackmailing him. Dudes were talking shit about him behind his back that were on his staff. Players were talking shit about each other. It's all bad in Arizona State right now. They need a complete culture wipe. Emory Jones, your favorite player in the entire world, got benched. The new guy came in, and he's playing really well. He's got 75% completion. He's slinging that thing. So I don't think Emory's going to be playing there anymore. And I like Washington State here. Give me Washington State at home -8. I think this is a game that they handle. They handled Stanford last week, and I was hesitant on them. I didn't really. There was Washington State -4 at Stanford last week, and I kind of mildly played it. I'm going all in on the Cougars. Give me some Cougs in my life. Washington State -8. Who do you like, Dave?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Mike. I mean, Arizona State is trash, and I think Washington State's a good mid-level to mid-upper in that group out there, and I think playing at Washington State makes a big difference in this game, and I don't think Arizona State
Right on. Three left. We got San Jose State. This is kind of we're getting sort of into the garbage games now. These are games that I picked. I will go on the record as saying it. These were my selections. So if they're terrible and they're disgusting, tough shit. We're going San Jose State, San Diego State. Give me the Spartans here. We're keeping it short and sweet. I like the Spartans money line. Not impressed with the San Diego State team at all, specifically the offense. They fired their OC in early October. They thought things were then going to get changed and flipped around. Nah, not so much. They have struggled to hit 20 points since then as an offense. Give me San Jose State all day long. San Jose State is in a position to win their division in the Mountain West and do something with it. So yeah, I'll take the Spartans. Been on them a couple times this year. Let's do it another time. Who do you like here, Dave?
Yeah, and we kind of brought these guys in the last couple of weeks. I kind of think I threw that game at you a couple of weeks ago, and because I'm a fan of San Jose State too here, and San Diego State just doesn't have it, and I think San Jose State is for real this year. Coming in at 6-2, and I think they got a great chance of taking care of business this week. So I think the money line on San Jose State is a great bet this week. So
Right
I'm
on.
on San Jose State too.
All right. So we got next game is Western Kentucky and Rice. I'm big on the Hilltoppers here. We took them last week. They were money for us. Let's take them again. I got them minus 13. They have some sweet, sweet unis and helmets that they're wearing for this game. They're black. They got their mascot on the side who looks like a red grimace. Super dope. I think they're going to look good, play good, feel good. Give me Western Kentucky minus 13 here against Rice.
So I wasn't so hopping and hipping on taking the 13 points, but I'm Mike. I'm thinking this game can go over the 60 here, so I'm gonna go. Um, I'm gonna go the over in this game, Mike.
Right on. Over 61. I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just, Western Kentucky, they've been impressive, and Rice has not. I remember we took Rice against Charlotte after Charlotte fired their head coach, and Charlotte just fucking destroyed them, put up 56 on them. Charlotte hasn't been able to do anything to anybody else pretty much the entire year. So we'll see how much fight this Rice team has. Both of these teams are still alive in that Conference USA conference race right now. Rice, I think, is sitting third place, but they have the chance to sort of.
Only a half game, 5-4 and 6-4, so it's close. So
Yeah, and they got the chance to play spoiler, and Western Kentucky still has a shot in there. North Texas has a shot. UTSA, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a good little race these last couple weeks. I think it's gonna be competitive. I think there's gonna be some upsets. Hopefully, this isn't one of them though. So we like the favorite there, San Jose State, and then Western Kentucky, and you like the over. All right. So last game we're gonna discuss here, and this one was hard. The issue was I'm sorry for getting these games to you two so late this week because there were so many games on my list that I liked this week that I was trying to cut some out so that I could figure out, which ones I actually, I want to put plays on, and that's ultimately what we want to put on the show is the same stuff that, we're doing. So, man, I mean, this last game could have easily been Oregon, Washington. What was those other games? Oregon, Washington. This one's going to be Duke, Virginia Tech. I liked Wake Forest, North Carolina, that game a lot. I liked the Syracuse, Florida State game a lot. So it was really, I was between 3 or 4 for this last one. But ultimately, we went Duke, Virginia Tech. And I think I'm going to probably pay for it because we chose Duke. I feel like this is a game that they're going to slap me in the face and let people realize and recognize that, yes, this still is the Duke team. I've said it before. We actually were both on Duke against Miami. We called that, and they won by like 20. Main issue with this game for me is history. Virginia Tech joined the ACC back in mid 2000s. So they've been in there about 15 years, and they've absolutely owned Duke in that time frame. Duke has only won, I think, 3 or 4 times. The biggest issue is Virginia Tech or Duke has not won at home against Virginia Tech since like 1981. So it's been quite a while. Duke is favored by 9.5, so they're right on the edge of that double-digit thing. They were a double-digit favorite to Boston College last week. People were making notes of it, of how rare it is. It doesn't happen often. They didn't cover. They were owning Boston College that whole game, let them sneak in at the end, and Boston College almost won that game. I'm very nervous that could happen in this game as well, but I'm going to trust it, and I'm going to take the Blue Devils minus 9.5 in this one. What do you like here, Dave?
So, your thought process of Duke winning, tells me that, you think that Duke is going to score what they've been scoring, or even a little bit better against this team that's not so good, right? So,
Yep.
they've been averaging about 34 points a game. So let's just say they do a little better since it's Virginia Tech, and let's say they score 40 points this game. So if we look at the over/under, or hell, even if they score the
Hey, hold on.
30.
Hold on. Before you go any further, I want clarification. Are you telling me right now, you look me in the eye, are you telling me you think Duke is going to put up 40 plus on this Virginia Tech team?
No, what I'm saying
Okay.
is
All
that
right. Because I was about to run to the window with Duke if you were that
look at
confident.
their points per game is 35, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Virginia Tech sucks.
Yep.
Let's say they put up 35. Okay.
Yep.
35. The over/under on this game, Mike, is 59. That's only means 49.
Yeah, that sounded high.
49. 49.
Okay.
So let's say they put up 35.
Who?
And it's 49 points.
You think Duke's going to put up 35?
Duke's going to put up 35.
Oh, brother, if Duke puts up 35, we're both cashing. You're cashing the over, and I'm cashing the cover.
I'm trying to get to, Miguel.
Oh yeah.
They put up 35. That only leaves us 14 points if Virginia Tech needs to score. And hell, they scored that on Miami. So that's kind of where I am with my bet, Miguel, in saying that take the over, which is, what's the latest? Because I'm looking at 49.5.
49. It's 49.
49. Take the over. Gator Day block.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Now that you say that, 35-17, Duke win, first time in 40 years at home. Sounds about right. Sounds right for this year in 2022. Gator Dave, that is all 12, sir. Do you want one more, or are you good? You know what? That's not a question. I'm giving you one more. All right. We're talking Washington, Oregon, because that was really the one that I was really the most torn on throwing this on for that Duke Vatech game. It was either Duke Vatech or Washington, Oregon. So one thing I want to point out about both of these teams before I let you, dive into it a little bit.
You talk it.
Washington is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. Right? Oregon is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games.
Damn.
Oregon is a absolute terrible passing defense. Their DBs are buns, hot cross buns. Michael Penix is going to be able to, I think, carve that up. Same on the other side with Washington. Their defense has been shaky all year. Not impressed with it one bit at all. This Oregon team has not put up anything less than 40 points a game since that first week against Georgia when they were not able to score a touchdown. They have not scored any less than 40 points in any other game that they've played this year. I think that continues against this Washington team. I think they are able to put up points in a big way. Um, I think Washington has a great chance to cover, but I think Oregon does as well. But I think Washington's going to be able, ultimately, I think Washington's going to be able to put up points, giving them the ability to have a chance at the cover. So I'm just going to say, give me off of that. I'm going to take the over in this game at, I think it's 73, which makes me nervous.
72 and a
It's a
half.
lot of points. A lot of points. Anytime it gets over 70, that's typically when something like I look towards the under in those scenarios typically. But this one, I think it fits the bill for an over. Both offenses are on fire right now, and both defenses are a little shaky. A little shaky. So, yeah, give me the over here. What are your thoughts on this one?
Man, um, you make some great points. So they're saying that definitely Oregon's going to win. Okay, 78% chance Oregon wins the game.
Who said that? Some
SI.
just some talking heads.
Just SI.
Okay.
Um,
The internet.
God dang man, this one.
It's tough. It's tough, man. I'm telling you. I was on
That's
Washington at the beginning. I saw Washington plus 13 and said, "Yep, that's easy money." And then I dug more into it and I went, "Nope. I'm on Oregon minus 12. That's easy money." And I dug more into it and I went, "Nope. I'm just going to take the over." And I think that's where I'm going to be.
Let me look at one thing. I mean, we got nobody on, so let me look at my little notes here on.
Look at your notes. What do your notes say? Let them speak to you.
It's just one of the sites. It's Yahoo I use. So Oregon. I just like looking at you know what team what do the last few games look like. So Washington in the last three games has scored 24 against the Beavers, 28 against crappy ass Arizona, 28 against Cal, and 49 against Arizona.
Yep.
Okay, gonna take you through my analogies here. So
Oh boy.
Oregon has scored 49 against the Buffaloes, 42 against Cal, 45 against UCLA,
Yep.
49. So they scored the same. Shit, dude. So, and what's that number? What's the over under again?
73.
That's 36 each.
Yep.
So the question is, can Oregon score? I mean, Oregon's been, like you said, they've been over 40 something every game. 40.
Yeah.
And if you look at Washington, even in their losses, 38, 32. Holy crap, 30. So this this is an easy 70 points. And you look at crossover game, I'm just trying to maybe go up against you. So,
Right.
um, they both played Cal, and Washington only won by 7, but Oregon just dogged them, and both played at Cal. They won by 18. And what's the spread here again, Mike?
Uh, bu- 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 13, I think. Let me look. Let me look at the recent one.
And they're playing at Oregon, dude.
Yeah, it's at 12 and a half right now. All right, right on. I thought you were gonna say the under for a second. I was gonna say Dave. I don't know. I
No,
think, but I think, I do think in order for
70
Oregon,
minimum.
I think in order for Oregon to cover and in order for that over to hit, I mean, I really think they need to hit 45 plus 50 points in this game.
Here's the thing that's interesting to me, Mike. So if if your play goes and this Oregon team can let a Washington team, which is okay,
Mm-hmm.
score that many freaking points against them. In
Mm-hmm.
other words, if they're both over 30 to 35, there is no way that team deserves to be in the playoffs, man.
I disagree. I disagree
No
because I mean,
chance,
if
bro.
your defense is giving up, 50 points a game, but you're putting up 60.
But they're not putting up 60, Mike. They're only putting up 40.
All right, if your defense
What
is
do you
giving
think?
up, if your defense is giving up 30 a game and you're
That,
putting up 40,
that
that's a win, brother. That's a
Big
double
12.
digit
That's
win.
Big 12 stuff.
That's a two possession double digit win right there.
That's Big 12,
That's
and they
football,
don't
brother.
deserve it.
They,
No,
they
they
don't
don't
deserve it.
get
Stop it.
chance.
Stop it. The only team that they've lost to all year was the number one team in the country. And if they rematched that game and played it right now,
But
I'm
they're
not
not going to
saying
pay any
Oregon would
money,
win.
and then they're going to
I'm
give
not
up all
saying
those
Oregon would
points
win.
against Washington.
Well, this is just the reason right here why the playoff is getting expanded. Because it is
Exactly, because
they
I just don't agree with that. If Washington scores
so
30 or
who's
more
getting in?
points on
If
them,
all right, hold
they
on.
need to be taken down a
If
notch.
Oregon wins the Pac-12 championship, you don't think that they're going to get in?
Well,
So who would you
it's
put in
possible.
instead? Are you going to
Now
put
they
a
have the one loss against Georgia. I'm with you there, but
would you put a two-loss SEC team in over a Pac-12 champion Oregon one-loss team?
you're not going to have. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that because Georgia's going to have one or less losses, and Tennessee's only going to have one loss, bro.
Well, you got LSU too. You got Ole Miss. I mean, it could still happen that side. You could still have a team sneak in. If LSU wins that division and Ole Miss wins out, because if Ole Miss wins out, LSU holds that tiebreaker right now. So if
Yeah.
LSU goes and gets their ass whooped by Georgia, would Ole Miss slide in as a one-loss team who was right there on the outside? Would they slide in at 4 over an Oregon? I
Tennessee,
mean, that's
Tennessee's going to slide before Ole Miss.
I don't know. That would be that's a
But
tough. I mean,
but they
I get why, but if Ole Miss
Ole Miss
wins out
has to
too,
beat Ole
they
Miss
have to
has to
beat
beat
Bama this
LSU.
week also. They have to beat Bama this week also. So if Ole Miss
Yeah,
does that and they win out, I mean, why wouldn't they get in over Tennessee? What's Tennessee? What signature wins does Tennessee have other than that Bama game and then that blowout against Kentucky at home? I don't.
but you're comparing Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Right now, I am. Yeah.
I think we need to take that to next week because and look at those schedules
Says the guy that wanted me to put money on Ole Miss and Tennessee in the SEC championship. You're gonna judge me. You're gonna judge me
I would
about
love
talking about Ole
guys.
Miss having a shot. Look at you,
If
Dave.
it
Oh
was
my
to
goodness.
throw, yeah, I'm going to throw that money out for a possible long shot. That's all that was. That wasn't reality.
You're right. That was a long shot.
It was a long
But
shot.
but
It's just like playing the damn lottery, you know?
but if LSU were to slip in one of these final 3 games,
Yes. LSU's done.
Ole Miss is right there in line. So
Yes.
it's
It's
possible.
possible.
It's possible.
Well, hey, I talked about Ole Miss weeks ago, like I said, but I will be able to comment more after this weekend.
I
But
will tell you this also. If Lane Kiffin beats Alabama at home this weekend, manages to do that,
uh,
Auburn will throw the entire school and all of its alumni at Lane Kiffin to get him there.
absolutely they will.
They already want him.
Absolutely.
If he beats them, It's over with. Just forget it. They'll give him whatever he wants. All right. Let me throw up the recap real quick, and then we'll get out of here. First game, we're talking Boise State, Nevada. You like the over there. I am on Boise minus 20.5. You like Illinois minus 6. I got the under in that Purdue-Illinois game. Next game, you like Baylor money line. I got Baylor, Kansas State over. Louisville, Clemson. You like the under. I like Louisville to cover, potentially win. I don't know. Sketchy. Georgia Tech money line is who you like there. I like the over in that game, 44. I think it's going to be tight, but I think they get it done. It's going to be a little chilly. LSU money line, we're both on them against Arkansas. Again, sketchy. Not a huge fan. Ole Miss plus 12 against Bama is what I'm on. Dave is on the over. He likes his Gators minus 8. He'll be there in support. I hope that it happens. I hope they blow them out and everybody has a great time. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. I like South Carolina plus 8 there. We're both on Washington State minus 8 against Arizona State. We're both on San Jose State against San Diego State. Dave likes the over in Western Kentucky Rice. I got Western Kentucky minus 13. Dave likes the over in Duke Va Tech. I got Duke minus 9.5. Dave likes the over in the no, he doesn't. I like the over in the Oregon-Washington game. Dave likes the cover of Oregon against Washington. And there you have it, folks. 13 games against the spread with analysis for the free ski. Hopefully, we have a better week than last week, 6-6. We need to improve on that.
Yeah, we do, Mike.
We only have a couple weeks left. We gotta get this record up.
Man, I know. We need to get like the soothsayers and be able to. It'd be nice to get up there in the upper 50s, you know. So we'll get there eventually, you know.
Oh no, we'll get there this year. I have faith. We still got bowl season too. You know, there's a lot of bowl games. There's a lot of bowl games, about 40 of them. So
That's right.
we'll have time. But all right, go Canes, baby. I'll see you Saturday. If you're there, hit me up. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, do the stuff. We're out of here.
Please like and subscribe, guys. We really need that out there. And you know, looking forward to this weekend with my grandson, first Gator game. Like I said, looking so forward to that. And last but not least, go Gators.
All right.
See you, Mike.
Have fun, Dave.